We're going to get started, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of Zooming into the AIR community. Again, we want to show that beautiful photo so we can just imagine if we were somewhere other than our own, offices or living rooms, that might be where we'd be. So next slide is where we really are. And we're getting a little tired of our Zoom, we know that, but we're looking forward to a great day 3. So next slide. Thanks again to our sponsors, Distributed Bio, Adaptive Technologies, or Biotechnologies, MPCOM, the Antibody Society, and Simon Fraser University. Today, as you can see, this quick run over of our meeting, we've got a keynote, and Jamie will introduce that speaker in a few minutes. And then we've got 3 invited talks, 2 short talks, and poster session B. And we'll get into poster session B more in a little bit, but I hope you all received the email last night explaining some of the new ways in which we think we can help our poster session work a little better than it did yesterday. So on to the next slide. I wanted to give a shout out to this new working or sub-working group that has made themselves into being, the TCR Germline sub-working group. As you can see from this slide, they have a Google group. They're looking for more members, and there's a doodle poll that's gone up. And so if you have any questions, reach out to Jamie Heather. Jamie Heather's one of our short talk presenters this morning, so you'll see him in a bit. And yeah, please join if that is your thing, TCR Germline. Next slide. So this is the just a quick overview, and we'll go through this one more time at the end of the short talks this morning. But just to say, we learned a lot using Zoom yesterday, and the key thing that we learned is that people need to make sure that they have the proper Zoom app version. So that's 5.4 or higher. So you've got a couple hours to upgrade your Zoom version in order to join the poster session in a little easier way. So the posters are also, you can see them through the meeting app. We will be leaving this webinar experience and rejoining the Zoom app only, as you can see. And as I said, at the end of the short talks, we'll put this slide back up and we'll go through these directions again. But in the meantime, they are there and they were sent out last night, and we're hoping for a very smooth poster session later today. So next slide. Just a reminder for those that are just joining today, if you're a panelist, you'll be promoted when it's your turn to speak. The attendees are able to type their questions into the Q&A, and also they can chat along as people have been. The Q&A will be read out by the moderator, and you can also raise your hand and be promoted to panelists to personally ask your question when it's the right time. So that's how the questions work. Next slide. Or maybe there isn't one. Oh yeah, so this is our first coffee break that'll be coming up, and I guess we don't need to vote anymore because the voting's done, so we can adjust this slide. And that's basically it for me. I can turn it over to Jamie, and it's time to introduce our keynote.